First, I'll provide some context for this video. But before that even, disclaimer, do not drop out because I dropped out, okay? Do whatever your parents say. Listen to your parents. Now, with that out of the way, here's the context. In 7th grade, I started homeschooling, right? And I don't know how old I was. I was like 13 or something. Then at 16, I dropped out. And now I'm 17. So I'm about a year plus removed. And I must say, I don't regret it at all. I'm actually very happy I did it because my life path, just school is just not a relevant aspect of it. I don't plan on going to college. I already make money. I don't need to go to school. And if I did need to, I would just get a GED. If I really needed to go get some retail job or something, I could probably get it without it because, I'm good looking, I have a bunch of charisma, I'm an amazing person. But even if you need some kind of high school equivalency or diploma, blah, blah, blah. Okay, get a GED, I'm smart, I can get it quickly. And I believe school is heavily overrated. And I believe this before, even when I was participating in school, but now I believe it even more because the truth is, with the society we live in now, you don't need school. Now, this doesn't mean if you want to be a lawyer, then you do need school. And if you want to be a lawyer, then go ahead. Great. I don't think you can't go to school. I don't think school should be abolished or anything like that. But I think people just need to understand what school is actually for. What's the goal of school? The goal of school is to make a bunch of rats that just follow, a bunch of worms that just follow the pack, a bunch of sheep, a bunch of people who are going to end up working 9 to 5s and hating their lives. That's the goal of school. Now, some people will be able to exploit the school, right? And actually exploit in quotations and actually game the system in some way and become a doctor, become a lawyer, get this position that they really want. And that's fine. But realize the majority and the actual goal of school is to make a bunch of 9 to 5 workers. So with that in mind, you should be in either one of two camps. Okay, you should either completely disregard school, as I have, or you should be gaming it and exploiting it in a way where you can actually get a good career, like being a lawyer, being a doctor. Any other position, unless you really want to work at McDonald's, like that's your life goal. I really want to work at McDonald's, that's my life goal, then sure. But if you're going to be in the second option, you should be becoming a lawyer, doctor, whatever, if you actually want to do these things. If you're going to go through school, that's what you should be doing. Or maybe become president, take some political class or whatever. Make sure you actually have a plan at the end of it, a good plan. Because a lot of people, I see it so much, it's so annoying. They're like, it's a lot of people like, again, I talk about getting personal swine, so I don't really engage this anymore with them. But when I was first talking to them, I was like, why don't you start a business? Why don't you do all these things? Like, school. I have school. It takes a lot of time. It's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, I want to get good grades. For what? Well, I don't know. I think I should just get good grades. That's a terrible mindset. Because you don't even have a plan. What are you going to use the grades for? Who cares? Who cares about your grades if you don't have a plan with it? You're just going to go through college like, what do I want to be? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to go there, party, get in some debt, whatever. They don't have a plan. That's the worst position to be in. Don't do school just to do school. If you're going to do school, actually have a plan at the end of it. Don't be one of those nerds who are like, I got an A in my class, guys. Look at me, I'm so smart. Look at me, I got an A, like it's some achievement. No, getting an A in school is not an achievement. It's only an achievement when you actually have a plan at the end of school. If you get a bunch of A's, get a scholarship for a lot of... Do they give scholarship? I don't know. But if you get a bunch of A's so you can get into a prestigious school so you can be a lawyer, good, the A matters. But if you get an A without a plan afterwards, it's useless. No one cares. You're a nerd. So all those people, look at me, I got an A. You have a plan after school? No. Nerd. Alright? So, for me, like I said, I run businesses. I want to turn this into a business. I have other business ideas that I could get into like that. If I wanted to live on my own, I could. If I really wanted to get a job somewhere that required a diploma, I could. Okay? So you don't have to take my route, but if you're going to take the route of going to school, you need to actually have a plan at the end of it. And of course, you get the time benefit. School is just such a waste of time if you don't have a plan at the end of it. If you're just going to school just to go to school, you're wasting so much time. Right now, today's Saturday. Doesn't really apply, but if I was going to school, I wouldn't I do this in the time that people go to school. I would sleep far less. I wouldn't be able to run my business. If I went to school, I wouldn't be able to run my business. I would be making no money. Zero money. Well, I'm that guy, so I'll probably make a little bit, but I'll be making way less because I wouldn't be able to work on my business. I would miss all the auctions I bid on, all of this stuff. It's crazy to think about how much time people spend at school, and I really forgot about this because I homeschooled starting in seventh grade, and I had one of my friends start talking to me. I was like, wow, people waste, like, he was talking to me his schedule. He has to wake up, and he wants to be the president, he wants to run for president. So he needs good grades and to go to college, all this stuff, because it looks good for a president. It's like, okay, fair enough. But he has to wake up at some absurdly, like, 4 o'clock in order to get work done. Because he has to go to school, and then he leaves school, and then he has to eat dinner and all this stuff. Like, there's so little time. Just spending so much time at school doing a bunch of useless stuff, like learning, well, algebra and geometry and all this stuff. Who uses this stuff? Who cares? I'm making money. I don't use any of this stuff I learned from school. And you know what? You know what? If I do need to learn something, I'm far better at teaching myself than school because there's a lot of subjects that were taught to me in school that I forgot about because they weren't taught to me very well. They just like it didn't resonate, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I need a skill now. I learned within a week. I'm a professional. I can make money with that skill. It's helping me make money. Meanwhile, at school, I didn't even learn it. So what's the point? The things I learned in school don't even resonate. They don't stick. I just end up learning them on my own anyways. And really, I think when I did come in this video with a plan besides the subject of do I regret dropping out, but this is really a message to everyone who does go to school. I'm not saying, like I said before, I'm not saying you should drop out. What I'll say is you need a plan for school, okay? You can either disregard it, remember, parents, okay, not responsible. But if you are going to go to school, and if you are going to get good grades, want to do all these other things, that's fine, but have a plan with it. Don't go to school just to go to school. It's called being a secretary.